I want to assure the people of Bawku and the entire nation.
So in this video, now the Bawku be come no mami, you know. The be call Bawku soldiers for alcohol no concerning crisis at air cost on to quiet cost on no. Yeah, the soldiers alcohol. I said for call you know. Almost a strong warning. I'm a Bawku phone in say Bawku ni bi nim. No tempting you ni bi dey any o be fire o munyi na be ku o be fire o munyi na fi on mo. And of it be try twam to asa Tamale Teaching Hospital. After say you suspending the CEO, you fire no. Enra, you fire no. Ene work a PA ni wa or bedroom. Hospital ho. Hey, I'm a social media for I reacted to that. I have Penyah Brock Media. Let's watch any demo. Over like if you're over subscriber to somebody click notification icon for latest update. Somebody to the wide media mama. Ewo comment. I should also baswa. Not sure more from so any be ashe. Eteni kan twemu. Enko Tamale Teaching Hospital. You realize the Bokono abetwa to. It's about 3 days ago. Another health minister, Honorable Kwabena Minta, Echo PM Ewa Tamale Teaching Hospital, all corner, or need the deputy minister for lands and the coy. Or I say, now just a omuko horn for talk, muko inspection, but omukono, oman to omunkra, or oman to the executives of Tamale Teaching Hospital, oman to munkra, say, abe inspection, oman to mukra. They went there unannounced. No muko PA, name of is not Yamian in Kaye. Patient limited that form just say and near man that cost to mono facilities can also use mono when it comes to toilet facility, urinal place, and maybe on a enquiry ain't not honorable any the CEO, any other executives of that particular hospital. Or more didn't come up with some questions into essence without the government support no omuntimi any other day.
All was made. The 4 vents were in use. So there was no extra vents anywhere to put the patient on. So that was the issue that kind of caused the delay. But all the resuscitation was done here. We called the ICU and they said they didn't have any vent available for the intubation. And at that point, there's really little that you'll be able to do without the intubation. So the patient was being bagged here until the patient could.
So when the patient go here, how many minutes did they get you to assess the patient?
Oh, within 10 minutes, because usually when you score red, you are immediately brought to the red zone. There's no situation where you have to delay. You are pushed straight to red. So as soon as you are tried red, you are brought in there.
And then, when did you communicate with the ICU when they told you they didn't have any ventilators?
No, I think immediately we identified that the patient needed to have been intubated. The ICU call was made.
And they said they didn't have anything.
Yes, so there were no available beds.
So if somebody tells you that at the time they got to know that there was a patient like that, there was an available mobile vent, how will you take it as a man in charge?
I mean, if there was an available mobile vent anytime, we would have used it. We take patients here all the time.
There's a bit of conflict between what you are telling us and what they are also saying. So it is either an issue of lack of proper communication or there's a problem somewhere. Either it is an issue of proper communication or negligence or somebody's lying.
I mean, it's a straightforward case. Patient came, assessed, needed to be intubated. There's no vent at the emergency as we speak. There's no functional vent. So the next step is ICU. The call was made to the ICU.
And they said there was no...
They said there was no space. Okay. That was the communication we got.
They heard what Dr. Yakubu was saying. So we have a mobile vent there. Yeah. And then they spoke to the ICU. The time that they came down to assess and then planned to bring the mobile vents down, that was the time that the patient arrested. So he probably had a stroke in addition.
So from his, I do not want to go first. No, go ahead.
I didn't get the impression that talk is now created or this narration up there.
But that's fine. Let's leave it there.
I made the point that it may be negligence because clearly
that's fine.
If there was a mobile vent there at the ICU, maybe
if the communication was done at the right time and there was available mobile vent, That's it. Let's leave it at that. So let's leave it at that.
Come again?
How often do you get similar cases?
Occasionally it does happen. Yes, occasionally it does happen. I think the way forward is for us to have events available at the emergency. And then this wouldn't have even happened because we could have intubated the patient without needing
So I said what I'm going to say, I said it when I went up there at the ICU. You know, how you handle patients, even if the unfortunate happens, it gives them some kind of comfort. Okay? If the patient is brought, and you are looking for a certain approachment, and you've not gotten it. And then
not coming. But you see, if that communication wasn't done, whoever is making a case out of it wouldn't have even known. Because we make it a point, before we intubate the patient, the family must be informed that this is the next step that is needed. So there's no way somebody would have said that appropriate counseling wasn't done. Then how did we arrive at that point and we call the ICU? So that communication has been done. I don't know what is making the issue blow out of proportion, but there's no circumstances under which a patient will come, need intubation. Intubation, you need consent before you intubate. So there's no way we wouldn't have communicated with the patient. That was done. And we try as much as possible to discuss the prognosis of patients with patient relatives the moment they come, especially for the red zone, which we all know is high dependency. But I think the solution to this is simple. If there were available ventilators here, then we would have intubated the patients, and then this issue wouldn't have even sprung up. That's what I think. Because we have the capacity to have intubated the patient.
Yeah, we all know the ideal situation, and we all know what must be done to solve the thing. But that doesn't mean that until we have the ideal situation, we should not be able to manage the situation. Yes. You understand? So that is why you are here. We don't have it here, but we have it at the ICU. Yes. The fact that you don't have it here doesn't mean that if there's an issue, your defense is that because we don't have it here, until we have it here.
No,
I mean, nobody.
It's not a defense.
So don't put up that posture.
No, it's not a defense.
Please.
I'm also trying.
Don't put up that posture.
Yes.
Don't put up that posture. I'm telling you something that you are insisting and resisting. Huh? Please.
If we have to resolve the problem, we have to be honest.
I'm saying that I've told you.
Because I also stated that.
Na enkomo ne kwase na obi anim de see ye. Eze beda na abufuo.
How you treat the person? No, you should let him. Even from a minister, can you imagine what you do with a common person?
I'm trying to explain.
You do with a common person.
You do worse things here. It means that you do worse things here.
I mean, even with your superiors, look at how you are arguing.
There's a problem. There's a problem here.
So if a commoner comes here, can you imagine what you
How can somebody talk to this man here? How will he be able to communicate with you here?
Student comes here, how will he deal with
There's a problem.
What is beda na abufuo ma the CEO na ohon kwa na keka be kire the health minister Emma health minister so no ebobo na kire ni de bantana no be yes it was a heated argument na enu achi no ana health minister ka say there be kwabra mi tawo no say there be ade CEO eyeye well mu ade because the whole me health minister kwabra me ma bana say watimi ayi say akire dem say ummu ade wani mo udwe ummu hwe eno obe fire no as health minister or fire the CEO that doctor no hold no oyi na die eti ene ade achi obi atwese nka hospital no it will be operationalized today omako bie anopa bie ni ho akobo be 8 obi amai anopa akobo be 10 obi amai sa akobo 11 abusia hospital ho eyehwe ayese patient nko a ene wo ho no mo a workers ni na obi ansi wo mu nurses consultants omu na obi ansi ho. Oh, Pian Quadrum. Yasakum CEO. Or Saki CEO, what the new CEO by in less than 24 hours. On appointing news, but they are saying that they can't cope with the new CEO no more appointing. No, it's then a workers. No, oh, PNC. I'm a Ghana for be. I reacted to that. Now, Lincoln can nipa Bawku mienu and sebi omu comment. Obi actually said until he reinstates the CEO, never come to work. We know all the support man nurses for the other working staff. Omu just say until say head minister Eddie CEO no in a dimbe bana there. Ma obiama or support to omu demonstration na omu no. Anna Kinsolo also actually said the change you voted for terrible. Please, these are the politics we do with the TTH hospital. Issues and it's getting worse all the time. Please, let's stop the NDC MPP politics. It's not helping us at all. But you said that beyond the Tamale Teaching Hospital in TTH, I'm for the higher politics NDP NDC, the politics in until say be politics there. MY, the piano, see ya the bayano. Victoria, I say, perfect. Akando should go to the consulting room. Akando should go to the consulting room. Akando, ko consulting room. Ko let more. Zio say, what is happening? Looks more like military government. And the prophet and pastors who prayed for Mr. President to win and prayed for him after winning and kept supporting him. What are they saying? Or just what they might cause you there? I'm going to say, be cool time, and now may we di chira pamwe. And nobody say, I saw for a different come for a mujinemu, share come mama benya kunya, and which was young come them pay time the job is in MCC and massive say. As I'm a panisiano, more air catcher Ghana for. PSC Vicky say, junior staff can't manage a hospital alone. Some of you just don't understand the system, but just commenting. I'm out for you claim say, yenyi, workers in the one saki workers in and a PSC children there be. Junior worker, nurses are no nothing where we are no, we're fresh. On to me, my fat Tamale Teaching Hospital or Diano, Abra, old workers anyhow. On to me, junior nurses, they can't handle it. Eti mo comment say ayenya na yensa ko mi na nkwa tena fi after ye wo nurse bomu tifi e page ma no dey inform no dey munya aka Kwame na say Mr. President, plenty nurses dey house, call them to work because we can't entertain imperialism in Ghana anymore. We support the minister. Ghana is fooling too much. Yes, we say Mr. President, nurse for tifi this a temperature from ma eduma twombo for problem na say we comment on the buy no Asma, we comment on the buyer no. And a PSA ma counter defense. Everybody them say, ma more commenting how munya about the junior nurse alone cannot handle teaching hospital. So we mu ni honma omun point me handle. What I say, it's more kika and say no. So these are some of the comments that Ghana for be edeba so far as the teaching hospital and then whole nyina empty. Na yen twemo free to teaching hospital na yamra boko yamra enimu kakra. I will give you an update on the issue of Bawku, the current tension at Bawku.
Bawku for Omashi police dying. I swear. This is where the police are staying in Bawku. They burn it. They burn the police. The police this embarrassed. This is Bawku. This is happening here in Bawku. They are burning the police barracks. Yes. They are burning the police barracks. Oh, Ciuberno.
ani na ahinsie hu nsensem ment mo sabeda ho no mo a efa mamprisi for enu kusasi obi apese ne hene ene di ade be boko na aba the overlord of boko na aba the overlord of boko territory that is boko na aba omu tribe leader enemy the overlord na government mo ase be na no de aba what I say de aba no say de bia no mu kunkum ma IGP ko IGP eduane ne nam ya tuntu nyina IGP antama anya hwe.
Zo person so. Wa. Boy. Obwa.
What can you do?
Yeah. Hina munu.
Because I can't you know as ebe kan actually be big can some e kan ho. Eti about 2 days ago anybody news mo say ye the soldiers for akugu ho no. Ye the soldiers akugu boko me mama ye the me mama akugu boko. Eti om go through na say still boko fo no kwase asem e kwaso omunye wan so mu bejai. Eti say for so aye press conference and I see the odi anu eye omu chief of army staff Major General Gwetano. When I say Major General Gwetano ena eye press conference on ekasaye na neso na o chiri mu say eye fine pa boko ye yabaha se mo de mo se mo agimi na mo fa mo to ngu fo mo de a obi eye bema on tempt so ye ni se mo ku police vo mienu no obi tempt so ye ni I tell you say obi tempt so ye ni ba kokora boko ho no de a all of you count yourself dead.
I want to assure the people of Bawku and the entire nation that the Ghana Armed Forces is committed to its responsibility of protecting lives and properties. We will not relent in our efforts to create an environment conducive to peace and security. Let me, however, serve a word of caution to all, especially those fomenting the trouble in Bawku, that their days are getting numbered. Any attack on innocent civilians or any military personnel will be considered as an act of extremism and will be met with the deliberate full strength and resolve of our forces. There will be no safe haven for those who choose the path of violence. We will pursue every individual involved and justice will be served. We will urge the youth, lay down your arms and return to the path of peace. Your future does not lie in bloodshed, but in building, learning, and growing your country. Choose dialogue over distraction and unity over division. The Ghana Armed Forces will leave no stone unturned to come after armed elements, no matter their status or colorization.
Your days are numbered. Count yourself dead. Any attack on, a military man, the weapons are most people say money security force on edge BC and 10 years. You better fire, you better open fire on you people. So when and someone a tragu our Bawku entrance and at Tamale Teaching Hospital the a tragu. Trawaje mame ewo comment and some you know. What is your view on that? Trawaje ewo conversation. I Penyah Block Media.